Ms. Diamond is going to lead us in a moment of silence and Pledge of Allegiance.
Please stand for a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Ms. Diamond. Ms. Wheeler, do we have any public comments?
We do not.
All right, thank you very much. We'll move on with our agenda. Before we get started, I want to mention a couple things to you. But first, I wanted to take the time to recognize that we have several visitors with us today. And I do want to recognize Ms. Lynn Voles specifically. She is the director of BCPS, and so welcome. The Cleveland City Schools Board of Education is committed to providing a high-quality education to all students and to working collaboratively with the community to achieve this goal. As chairman of the Cleveland City Schools Board of Education, I'm committed to running an orderly and efficient meeting, treating everyone with respect. Board members will be provided equal voice for all matters and should communicate through the director of schools for addressing his staff. Here are a couple reminders for parents and community. Board of Education policies can be found on the clevelandschools.org website. When there, simply click District, Board of Directors, and select Board Policies. Our meetings are not public forums. However, the board has made accommodations for a city resident, Cleveland City Schools employee, or parent guardian of a Cleveland City Schools student to address the board. And you can do so outlined in School Board Policy 1.404. Now we'll move on with our agenda. Board members, we have a consent agenda, and you've been provided that. Is there anything on the consent agenda that you would like removed for further discussion? Since there are no items to be removed, I'd like to entertain a motion to for the consent agenda as presented.
I so move. Second.
Ms. Ingram and Ms. Pesterfield. Ms. Wheeler, please call the vote.
Carolyn Ingram.
Yes.
Andy Lay.
Yes.
Peggy Pesterfield.
Yes.
Jody Riggins.
Yes.
Nate Tucker.
Yes,
Renee Diamond.
Yes.
Matthew Coleman. Yes. Motion passes.
thank you. We'll move forward with our regular agenda, and I'll turn to our Director of Schools, Dr. Elliott, for the Director's update.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Tucker. Thank you to the board, and welcome to everybody. We have an update here this summer. A lot of things have been going on as the end of the school year happened, and we've begun our summer camps, and so I'll give you a brief update on what's going on there. As always, our 4 core areas that we really focus on is making sure that we assure a strong student academic success program. We support our students and families with our services. We create a clear culture of communication, and we're recruiting, developing, and retaining highly effective employees, and that is our goal each and every day. Back in May, we had a lot of things happening as the end of the year came about, and so just some of the highlights from the district perspective. I know there were a lot of individual classroom and fun experiences with our students throughout the month of May, but we did have Teacher Appreciation Week, and our board, thank you to our board for recognizing our teachers with a Chick-fil-A lunch and all our employees, so that was well received and well liked for sure. Throughout month of May, we had a lot to celebrate with our athletics and spring arts programs going on during the month, and so busy time during that, so congratulations and thanks to all our students and those leaders and sponsors who always keep us on the forefront in our community and across the state. May 5th was a professional development day. We worked on a lot of good goal setting for the new school year coming ahead. Graduation was a wonderful evening on May 8th at the Raider Arena, and then we had a new and a first year with Blue Sea Awards, student driven to recognize our athletes at Cleveland High School. A special evening, several of you I know at the board attended that, and that was live streamed as well, and a really cool event. That was great. We continue throughout the month. We had elementary track meet, the CMS musical, The Little Mermaid. Our middle school did a fantastic job during the month of May with their musical. Professional Development Day, May 15th, as we wrapped up the year and prepared for summer programs. That was an important day. School awards programs at the end of the year. we had a great lunch thanks to our operations team for providing lunch to our board during the month of May. That was our visit for the month, and wrapped up the year, and we've already looked ahead, and we had a pre-summer plan session with our administrative team as we wrapped up the month, and we had a well-attended behavior management seminar with Amy Dean at Blythe Bower, and the theater was full with our teachers there, so great recognition and a great opportunity there. As I mentioned, just a lot of fun activities going on, and here's some pictures of our first week when we started and launched out into our summer programs, from writing to reading groups, also some STEM activities. And you can see there the book bus made a stop at our elementary school for a time for our campers to be able to get books, so we're glad to be using that in a lot of ways. A lot of opportunities for our staff and our students to be recognized at the end of the school year, from special water days and field days going on, along with some fun group activities. Our theater people were recognized on My Mix, as I mentioned, at the middle school. Candies Creek, there at the top right, was recognized for their Arbor Day approach and the recognition with the 55 trees that they planted this past year. So a lot of exciting things happening. And then over the middle school and the high school graduation, as I mentioned, but you can see in the top middle picture of our operations and our bus drivers being honored by the middle school on the last day of school with a breakfast. They always support our staff in a lot of great ways in that regard. And Special Olympics parade, just a fun end of the year activities going on throughout the month of May. Those are the highlights. I do want to also report that we are working, as you requested, just to give you a quick update on the cost centers. Related to our budget, we are mapping those, and I just want to, if you have any, I want to put out one more call for clarification for any other individuals. If you have any specifics that you would like related to that as we move to preparing for the new school year to make sure all that is correctly mapped the right way, please give me feedback, and I'll be working with Ms. Garing so we have that set up appropriately moving forward into the new fiscal year. That's my update.
Thank you, Dr. Ellett. Any comments or questions for Dr. Ellett? All right, we'll move to the next agenda item, which is a spotlight and recognition of retirees.
All right, it's a special time of year, and we have some wonderful individuals to recognize today. And I've asked Mr. Kaiser, Assistant Director of Schools, who works in our Human Resources Department, to come and make some presentations for us.
So we typically do our certified staff at these, but we do, before we get into that too far, we do have a special retiree with us from the ESC, so we want to recognize her contribution to what I would say is keeping Michael Carr's sanity in Cleveland City Schools, and that is Miss Kathy Blackner. So Kathy, if you would come forward and get your certificate from Dr. Elliott. Kathy has been with us a long time behind the scenes working on keeping all of our data straight and is a remarkable person. So thank you, Kathy. All right, our first retiree is from Candies Creek Cherokee Elementary. After many years of teaching fourth grade at Mayfield and at Candies Creek, it is Miss Angela Gardner. Next, in Cleveland City Schools in this office, with 52 years of service in special education, Miss Miriam Anderson. Miriam has held various roles from teacher to coordinator and helps keep us straight in the special ed department. Next, with Cleveland City Schools is Mr. Doug Moore. Doug has served as teacher, assistant principal, supervisor, and is currently the director of student services. Next to Cleveland City Schools is Dr. David Stone. David has served as teacher, assistant principal, and is currently the supervisor of special education. Next, from Cleveland High School is Miss Erin Haddabaugh, Dr. Erin Haddabaugh. Dr. Haddabaugh served many years in our health science department, CTE department at Cleveland High School. Next at Cleveland High School is Mr. Don Markham. Mr. Markham taught math for many years and then I think got wise and moved to the theater department. Next, at E.L. Ross Elementary School is Mr. Zach Riggins. Zach has served as teacher, assistant principal, and most recently at E.L. Ross. Next, at Mayfield Elementary School, Miss Linda, I know her as Punky Gibson. Miss Gibson is a long-time kindergarten teacher at Mayfield. Next, to Mayfield and other locations, wherever art is needed, Mary Ann Poplin. Ms. Poplin has been a long-time art teacher and has covered most of the elementary schools at some point in time. And then at Yates Primary School, Ms. Melissa Bishop. Melissa served as the district as a teacher, as an RTI coordinator, as assistant principal, and is wrapping up as principal at Yates Primary School. So let's all give a final round of applause to our retirees for 2026.
Mr. Tucker, may I have a moment?
Yes, ma'am.
I think I know and have worked with most of these people who have retired today, and I just want to personally thank them for their work and for the many, many hours and days and years, and I just appreciate them so much. And from the board, I want to say thank you. I think some of them have gone, but thank you, retirees, for the many years that you've given.
All right, board, is there anyone else who'd like to make any comments? All right. We'll move on to the next agenda item, and that is the annual cell phone policy review. Dr. Ellett?
Yes, we've completed our first year with the procedure that we implemented under the policy that regarding cell phones, and especially at the secondary level. That was a approach that we entered into at the beginning of the school year, and as we entered into that, we said we wanted an update. I'd like to have an update at the June board meeting. So here we are, and we have some individuals from Cleveland High School that are prepared to share with us. Mr. Pritchard was unable to be with us, but I'm going to call on the assistant principals. I believe it's Mr. Turner to come and just give us a quick summary update on how things went at Cleveland High School regarding the cell phone implementation.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here and talk to you guys about this important topic. I want you to know every teacher that I've talked to this past school year is very appreciative of the position that you guys took in regard to having a no cell phone policy on our campus. Some of the benefits of what we observed was definitely an enhanced student engagement in the classroom. It's hard for teachers to compete with Snapchat and other social media platforms that are out there. But eliminating the cell phones and the distraction of a cell phone in class immediately increased our student engagement. We also experienced a reduction, a major reduction in our excessive behavior that we experienced in previous years. So we went back and looked at out-of-school suspension. There's a 16% reduction in out-of-school suspensions from the school year of 2024 versus the school year of 2025. That means our kids are in class learning more as in comparison, and you're not having to deal with the problems that are associated with a lot of excessive behavior. If you look to that bar graph on the right of the screen, there's a lot of good information that's there. The 24 and 25 school year is separated out by grade. So you can see with every grade, ninth grade through 12th grade, there is a reduction in our out-of-school and excessive behaviors. The greatest gain was with a 40% reduction from 2024 to 2025, a 40% of out-of-school suspension. So very proud of that. So you can look and see every year that data is going down. It's a great tool to also look at from a different direction. If you look at the 51% in 2024 of 51 students out of school suspension, those are the same students in 2025 in 10th grade. So 51 reduced down to 36. Those are the same kids. So they went from their freshman year to their sophomore year and noticed a substantial reduction. You can do the same thing with sophomores in 2024 at 39. That reduced to, those were our juniors, of 23 this year in our school system. So those are the same kids. We went from 39 out-of-school suspensions down to 23. And of course, seniors coming in at 12 out-of-school suspension this year in comparison to that same group of kids of 32 the previous year. So there is reduction of out-of-school suspensions and excessive behavior any way that you look at it. And there's also academic growth that's been associated with that as well. This is the lowest number of required attendance for students that have failed a class at Cleveland High School. We had 114 students required to attend classes. I think that's a direct result of our student engagement numbers going higher. One of the great things about it, beginning of the school year, I had a teacher bring me a note, an old-fashioned note. A little girl got in trouble for writing a note in class and passing it to one of her friends. And I was like, this is the greatest day of Cleveland High School so far this year. And we got an old school note. And the girl wasn't in trouble by any means at all. And I said, I'm going to call this girl to my office. So I called her and I said, your consequence is you've got to take this note home to your mother. And your mother's got to teach you the proper way to fold a note that you pass to friends. You know, it's got the little tab that says pulled, and you write the to and the date and who it's from. And I said, your mom's got to teach you how to do this. She looked at me, she said, you're kidding me. And I was like, no, anything worth doing is doing right. And this, you got to learn how to fold the note the right way. So not only are our kids enjoying each other more, you can see a substantial difference in our cafeteria. Kids are playing Uno, kids are talking. There's an increased level in just the socialization with our students, and mothers are getting to spend some good quality time with their daughters and teaching them how to fold a note. The phone rang the next day afterwards, and the mom said that was one of the most enjoyable experiences that she had with her daughter in several years of attendance of school. You have any questions?
Any questions? All right. Thank you, Mr. Turner,
Thank
for
you,
that
guys.
update. Thank you to all our secondary level folks for your implementation of that. And it has been a good year, and throughout the year I heard positive comments, not only from our staff, but again, as Mr. Turner said, from families, the students included. So thank you.
All right, board members, we're going to move to the next agenda item as the first reading of policies. This is a voting item. I'm going to turn to Ms. Riggins and Ms. Diamond for our first reading of policies.
All right. So I'm bringing a couple of policies to you today. One is one that we've discussed in workshop, our academics committee. We feel like it is important for the board to have a subcommittee that focuses on making sure that our academic attainment is on track from period to period. And so this policy is a new one that we're bringing before the board. It would create an academics committee with 2 to 3 members of the board and also members of the district as appointed by Dr. Elliott. The purpose would be to hear academic updates, review and discuss programs related to our system's goal. And in this, we would work with Dr. Elliott and the instruction team to make sure that we are having an agenda that is aligned to our expectations for what's going on in our schools. So that is the first policy. I would like to say, before any more discussion, we had talked about perhaps making sure that the committee details are aligned with, say, like the facilities committee, like how many times they might meet a month or days, like if we could just make sure that the policies look aligned so that all of our committees look that way in policy. But other than that, any questions on? The second policy that I'm bringing before you today is 1.403, and it is in regards to our board agendas. We're just making a change in the verbiage after saying that we have 4 days for our agenda to be posted to the public. And I do want to note that Dr. Elliott mentioned that he checked with legal on the number of days that are required. The agenda is required to be posted, and it's 48 hours. Our policy has 4 days, so we are actually having more time for the public to view our agendas. And then the last policy, it is, let me get to the agenda. This policy just cleans up a little bit of language where glucagon is concerned. Glucagon is a diabetes medicine, and apparently it is able to be inhaled now rather than only intravenous. So we are cleaning up the language to add that. Any questions on any of these? I'd like to bring these forward for your recommendation.
All right, board members, we've got policy 1.306, 6.4051, and 1.403 as first readings, and I'd like to entertain a motion to accept these policies as presented. So moved. Coleman.
I'll second that.
Coleman and Riggins. Call to vote, please.
Andy Lay,
Yes.
Peggy Pesterfield,
Yes.
Jody Riggins,
Yes.
Nate Tucker,
Yes.
Renee Diamond,
Yes?
Matthew Coleman,
Yes.
Carolyn Ingram.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you, Ms. Wheeler. And while we're talking about policies, board members, I just wanted to remind you that at any point, we are on a schedule to review these policies, but at any point in time, you do have the ability to bring a policy forward for changes. So keep that in mind as we continue our great work. Next item on the agenda is new job descriptions, and I'll turn to Dr. Elliott for that.
Yes, thank you. We have 2 job descriptions I'd like to bring for consideration today. One is an academic growth coordinator, and this is to focus on instructional practices and support our teachers through implementation for continuous improvement in their classroom. It would be really school-focused by far, and it would be determined based off of the needs each year on an annual basis where the strong need is academically, determined through, as you guys just mentioned, the academics committee would work together to identify the schools that would be a focus on. This would be an approach where our instructional team would support this individual, and they would go in and support our teachers in the classroom with instructional strategies and moves and support in that regard. The proposal I bring for you for today is this position would be funded through title funds, not the general budget that you approved last month, but it would be through title funds. But the implementation would be contingency upon availability that we could remain budget neutral on this and to the end of the 26-27 budget year. So the idea is we would adopt the job description today, and as long as everything continued to be budget neutral, we would explore the way to provide that opportunity once the test scores and the results come in, that we can move forward with this action as a strategy moving into the 26-27 year. So my proposal for this one is to approve this academic growth coordinator position.
Board members, we have this recommendation from the Director of Schools to move forward with the academic growth coordinator. I'd like to entertain a motion for this position as presented.
I make a motion.
Ms. Diamond?
Second.
Mr. Coleman? Call to vote, please.
Peggy Pesterfield,
Yes.
Jody Riggins,
Yes.
Nate Tucker,
Yes.
Renee Diamond,
Yes.
Matthew Coleman,
Yes.
Carolyn Ingram,
Yes.
Andy Lay.
No.
Okay. 6 yeses, 1 no. Motion
Thank you.
passes.
All right, next item on the agenda is special populations school bus purchase. I'm sorry, he's got one more job description. Trying to get out of here, y'all.
Yeah, I know. We want to keep it moving, but the other job description is Alumni Relations and Grants Coordinator position. This is a budget neutral position through attrition. This is a position that would be new to Cleveland City Schools, but other schools have this in a competitive world that we're in today, and also to broaden our commitments from community and alumni, and also explore grants that will support Cleveland City Schools. I believe it is time and be an advantage for us to add this position into the budget. This is a 10-month position, similar to a teacher-funded position, and so through attrition, this would be accommodated for. So I would bring this to you for a vote for an Alumni Relations and Grants Coordinator for Cleveland City Schools.
Hey, board members, we have a recommendation from Director of Schools for an Alumni Relations and Grant Coordinator. And I'd like to entertain a motion to accept this job description as presented.
So move.
Ms. Pesterfield?
Second.
Mr. Coleman? Call to vote, please.
Jody Riggins,
Yes.
Nate Tucker,
Yes.
Renee Diamond,
Yes.
Matthew Coleman,
Yes.
Carolyn Ingram,
Yes.
Andy Lay,
Yes.
Peggy Pesterfield.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. All right, so now we will move to the next agenda item, and that's for special populations school bus purchase. Dr. Ellett?
Yes, I'll call on Mr. Hal Taylor, our Director of Operations and overseeing our transportation, to make his presentation.
Yes, sir. We are looking at another additional sped, a replacement bus this year on our schedule. Bus prices have gone up considerably over the last 5 years. We had only $150,000 allotted as the maximum price for a sped bus on our capital plan that this was originally slated for. So at this point, I'm coming to you asking for that we look at up to $185,000, as the bus prices I've gotten are $175 to $185, and I'm still needing to check some of the specifications to make sure they match with what we have to meet.
Okay, so we have this as a voting item. This is an adjustment to what we had already allocated with the sales tax funds, so we wanted to bring it to you related to the budget. So the proposal is that we accept this adjustment as far as using sales tax funds to accommodate for the purchase of this special education bus.
All right, board members, I'd like to entertain a motion for this agenda item, special population school bus purchase using sales tax funds for the additional amounts.
I make a motion.
Ms. Diamond,
Second.
Ms. Ingram. Call to vote, please.
Nate Tucker,
Yes?
Renee Diamond,
Yes.
Matt Coleman,
Yes.
Carolyn Ingram,
Yes.
Andy Lay,
Yes.
Peggy Pesterfield,
Yes.
Jody Riggins.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor.
All right, next on the agenda, we have Cleveland City Schools, Lee University Child Care Partnership.
All right. This is a partnership proposal I'd like to bring to the board. We've had some discussion about this previously in a work session, but also kind of wanted to summarize what we've been looking at. One of the strategic plan focus areas that we have in Cleveland City Schools is to work on increasing our numbers in pre-K and early childhood programming. And so as we were looking at facilities and options, one of the options that stood out to us was to explore a partnership with an existing child care program. So we have been in communication with Lee University, and we have some of our Lee University child care team here today and Lee University partners in the audience, and we thank them for being here for that. We have a proposal here to consider the options of partnering to provide some child care for our staff members. It would start off with this year with 15 positions for our staff members to be housed there. In the option that we were looking at, we were entertaining the opportunity for that to occur for this school year, but also we have a vision to continue that and also to grow that under our umbrella in the future. That's the vision of that. So we were looking at a way to explore that. We have an agreement that has been shared with each of you to take a look at. And so I just wanted to bring that as a consideration for us to take a look at today, or if we needed to bring that for further discussion, but I did want to bring it up for our time today. So that's where we are at this moment in time. Any feedback or thoughts from our board of where we are right now?
Questions, comments?
Are we debating this, or we?
We can, the question I have for you today is, do you feel like you have enough information in the proposal that we've discussed, or would you like to have me to find out a little bit more information and come back for further discussion at a later time?
I'd like you to look into how we'd implement that, considering it's only going to apply to 15 students across the board, and that really cuts out, with 700 or 800 employees in the school system, that really limits the scope of that. And then, you know, what some of the other school systems in the area have done to tackle this concern, and see if we can find the best way and the best use of those funds. So yeah, I'd like to table that until we can get some of those answers done.
Any other thoughts on that? Okay, then I will propose in this that we, if you'll prepare and send me in the next couple of days, I'll just say, share me those questions, and I'll try to get the final answers so that this is a timely matter that we could turn around if we can provide the right answers, so we can get Lee the appropriate answer. So if you'll just send me an email in the next couple of days and share your questions, I will make sure we get those cleared up and decide how we need to move forward then, okay? All right, thank you.
So there was a recommendation on the floor to table this, and I'd like to entertain that as a motion to table the Cleveland City Schools Lee University Child Care Partnership.
I make a motion to table it.
Ms. Diamond,
Second.
which one?
I thought mine was the motion. So.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Coleman.
Well, then I'll second yours.
All right, so Ms. Wheeler, will you please call the vote?
Renee Diamond,
Yes.
Matt Coleman,
Yes.
Carolyn Ingram,
Yes.
Andy Lay,
Yes.
Peggy Pesterfield,
Yes.
Jody Riggins.
Yes.
Nate Tucker.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is strategic plan focus, and it's focused on school nutrition.
Okay, Ms. Kathy Berry, our supervisor of school nutrition, is going to come and give us an update as we've finished up the year here.
Great. Good afternoon. We have had an exciting year in school nutrition, and so here is a little bit of a summary for you. We have our meal totals right there. Our supper numbers were down a little bit. We had just less after-school programs than we have in the past, but we're hoping we can get those numbers up next year. Those meal totals that you're looking at, that's how we make our money. So the bigger those numbers are, the better off we are. The community eligibility provision, which is what allows us to serve all students breakfast and lunch at no cost to them, we have that for 2 more years before we have to reapply for that. And then we are going to continue with the fresh fruit and veggie program, which provides those fresh fruit and veggies 3 days a week to all of our elementary schools. We've applied for that for next year. So we did lots of fun things this year. National School Lunch Week. We always have a good time with Thanksgiving and Christmas with our parents and Grandparents' Day. We love it when our families come in the schools. Principals, I know, haven't liked that too much some days, but it's always fun for our students, and we love having them there. We also celebrated National School Breakfast Week, and those pictures, the one on the right was from Arnold Elementary, and our manager put up a fun little display for Breakfast Week and asking the kids what they thought about breakfast and what they wanted to see. So she got some fun responses, as you can imagine. We were very excited that one of our very own, Miss Rita Holt, was recognized by Stewart Elementary as their Employee of the Month. Miss Rita is a gem, and we love her, and we're happy to have her. She's a hard worker, and we're just thankful that Stewart recognized that as well. So we have some equipment updates. We've been real conservative with our fund balance over the last couple of years, and we are spending some money right now. And so we've got a lot of equipment purchasing going on. I've got bids out. I'm getting quotes and lots of stuff going on right now, and we are excited to be able to update these kitchens with some new equipment instead of having to keep putting Band-Aids on things. And so we've got, that's what's happening at some of the schools. Ovens being delivered and installed tomorrow, so that's one off the list, so we're excited about that. And so the future of our department, what does it look like? We are so excited that all of our schools are back together. We've got middle school and high school back under Cleveland City Schools, and we're thrilled about that. We feel like it's going to create more unity in our department, not having the mix with the previous Sodexo employees and our employees. It got a little confusing for people sometimes. So we're hoping that that's going to create more unity and less confusion among our people. We're hoping it's going to put us in a better financial position. Being able to do more kitchen updates in the future, replace equipment as it goes down, and just more maintenance on the equipment more regularly. Potential pay scale increases, which is a huge thing for me. It's one of my, since I've started here, it's one of the things I've really been wanting to focus on is getting our people better pay. And then just better management of food costs. As you all know, food costs are going up like crazy, and for us, that's a big deal because gas prices mean higher food prices, and they pass that along to us. For our CEP cycle and SNAP changes, so we're entering year 3 of 4 of our CEP cycle. And so after, at the end of year 4, I will have to reapply. And we always wonder what's going to happen with CEP. It's because, and it tends to be kind of political, in case anybody didn't know that, depending on who is in office up in Nashville and at the USDA of what's going to happen there. So we are hopeful that that program is going to continue after we finish our 4th year. And there were some changes in the SNAP guidelines recently where the income guideline has actually increased. So families who may not have qualified for SNAP before might be eligible now. And so we have gotten the word out there, and we're trying to keep getting the word out there for families to apply, because more SNAP recipients, more kids on SNAP in our schools means better CEP numbers for us, better numbers for the district. So we are really hoping that we can get the word out and get some more families to apply for that. And as always, we'd love for you to follow us on social media. Facebook, I try to keep updated. X, depending on whether I'm locked out of my account, I try to keep that updated. But so there you go. Does anybody have any questions?
Yes, anybody have any questions?
Yes, thanks for this presentation and for all you guys are doing in this area. The question I had is, can you tell us what the students can expect on a day-to-day with this transition from particularly the secondary schools, the transition from Sodexo to doing it in-house?
We have been working with our managers at those two schools to work on menus and we want the kids to see some of the same things they've been seeing. We don't want to come in and go, just change everything completely. So we're trying to keep some of the same types of menu items that they had while also trying out new things. I have a bid out for fresh pizza, to try to get fresh pizza in the schools a couple of days a week to draw more kids in. And we're trying to think of ways to make the food more attractive and appealing to them, to increase participation. But we want the transition to be as smooth as possible. That's why we're working now to work with our managers and their staff there to make sure that we've got equipment they need, that everything is up and running, and it's just going to be a smooth transition for them.
Thank you.
Okay.
Can you give us a ballpark figure of the percentage of students who eat in the cafeteria daily?
We probably have about maybe around, it depends on the school, but 50 to 60% participation daily. And we always want to increase those numbers any way we can.
Right.
Great. Any more questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Berry.
All right, next on the agenda, we have facilities update. And I'm going to turn to Mr. Lay as the chairman of that committee.
There are no there are no items from the committee to vote on, but there are some items that Dr. Elliott would like to discuss.
We have two items. One is a quick item just to give you an update, and then I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Taylor for some summer project updates. But we've been looking at, with our coaches, a turf tank robot option in order to help us line our fields, football fields, soccer fields, also help our parking lots out as far as lining and taking advantage of the robot manpower, so to speak, instead of the manpower and labor. Currently, we don't have that designated into the budget. I would like us to continue to explore ways to maybe to do that in the future, because it is something that is, I think, would be advantageous for us to do. So I want to just put it on our board's radar and keep that in mind with our team. Also, if we can figure out a way down the road to be able to support that, it's around about $14,000 a year for this type of robot experience. So to keep that in mind. That is my update on that, and then I'll turn it over to Hal Taylor for the summer projects.
Let's see here. Here we go. Just want to concentrate. I have a whole host of projects that we'll be doing this summer. A lot of these are just from the maintenance department, from the maintenance budget. I mainly want to concentrate on the ones you see there that we took from the sales tax and the big projects that we will be doing this summer. As you can see at the top, at the high school, we'll be doing the east wing roof replacement. That includes the CTE as well. And then we will also be doing the Arnold Auditorium. We bid those as one project for $848,825. And then one of the things that we've had to do an emergency repair at the high school on an electrical panel that basically shorted out. We are somewhere right now estimating that at about $25,000. When all is said and done, there are some pump issues that we're having to include with that repair to keep our HVAC systems running. If you want to go on down to Mayfield, the elevator control replacement, we are doing with sales tax. That was bid. It was awarded to United Elevator at $97,672.50. United will be able to order the equipment and get the equipment in, but all this is custom-made equipment, so the equipment won't be here before school starts. So we'll be doing this project after school has started, but we'll be doing it during the Christmas break so that we don't interrupt the use of the elevator for the students. The cooling tower replacement, we should finish this week. We've had a few little hiccups with it, but it should be up and going at Ross this week. Hopefully, we will actually come in under our estimate, which was 400,000 originally. But we do have a few more things going on with it. We gotta see through before I can give you a final on that one. The gym floor at Yates, we've been assured it will be done by July 30th. We're trying to get exact dates on it. We know it'll be here in July, and it's going to take about 2 weeks to replace that. So we're expecting that to probably get started hopefully after the 4th of July. We will be pushing them. I don't think that will be a problem. We have them for liquidated damages of $500 a day. That will eat up profit quickly. So I'm not really too concerned about whether we make it or not at this point. I think we'll be fine, but that's where we are with the big projects, and just wanted to make you aware of that.
Okay. Any questions for Mr. Taylor? As we, I will say, as we get into the Denning Center gym renovation and those kind of things, we will bring that back to this team for final approval before we go through with that. We did receive a nice grant related to that, and so we will definitely follow up with you on what that looks like.
All right, next on the agenda, we have legislative updates, and we'll turn to Ms. Ingram.
I really don't have any that have come up this summer, but we will be getting a full report on the bills at our law conference in July.
Let me chime in here. Yes, we will be looking at several of the impact it will have on several policies that happen from the legislative updates in the spring, and we will be working through those updates and preparing policy updates for us to discuss as we move to the end of the summer. And so over the next few weeks, that's what we'll be working through too.
All right, board members, any comments, other comments, questions? Going once, going twice? It is 3:40.
I have to say, this has been an efficient board meeting.
Oh, thank you. 3:49, this meeting is adjourned.